Alright, what's good with y'all? We back with another video, and I'm sure you can tell by the title what the video is about. We're reviewing the Jordan 39s that just released this Tuesday, July 23rd. I'm not gonna lie, once I saw the cushioning setup and the look of the shoe, I had very high expectations for this, especially at the price point coming in at $215. I guess on Nike, retail is $200, but on Dick's Sporting Goods, where I got them, retail was $215. So I don't know if Dick's Sporting Goods out here scamming, but they got me for an extra 15 bucks. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna break down the shoes today. To start things off, bro, my initial first 2 days of wearing these might be shoe of the year. They might break into that top 5 shoes of all time list. I feel like it's hard for a lot of older shoes to compete when the way the technology just keeps increasing and getting better. All right, to start the shoe off, we have a very premium upper. We have an embroidered material on the side, and in the toe box in the front of the shoe has premium grain leather. I've also decided to add some texture to the tongue as well, which I actually like because I feel like the Jordan logo doesn't fit well on a lot of tongues and shoes. And end up having to make the tongue a lot bigger than it needs to be so that the logo fits. Therefore making the tongue of the shoes overly big, and it just takes over the look of the shoe. This is perfect, and when laced up, it's like a little bit over the top, and I feel like it looks smooth. In my opinion, this is by far one of the best looking Jordan basketball shoes in a long time. I feel like they always tend to add like extra materials or just clunky looking materials to the sides of the shoe or the back, or even just like I said, having a huge tongue, and it just makes the shoes look odd. This is one of the more sleek shoes that they've dropped in a very long time, and I'm a big fan of them. From what I heard, they're only dropping 9 colorways in these. From the pictures I've seen like 6 or 5 of them. Very basic colorways. There's all black, all white. There's a white, like they changed this, and then like the tip of the shoe, and the shoe's usually all base white or all base black. They also had a pink lemonade colorway at the CB3 camp as well of these, and those look fire. Wish I can get my hands on those, but it's probably highly unlikely, and I'm not paying nothing crazy for these. The shoe also has a padded ankle collar as well. That feels really good when you put the shoe on. I see a lot of times when there's a padded ankle collar like this, it tends to push your foot up a little more, which causes a little heel slippage in the back. And with these, it's actually perfectly fine as long as you tie your shoes tight. Now let's get into the heavy hitter of the shoe and what they did really well to make this possibly one of the best shoes of the year. When we get into the midsole, we have a full-length Zoom X midsole on top of a bottom-loaded Zoom Air as well. And it's all caged in with this cup rubber midsole. For those that don't know, Zoom X has only been used in one other hoop shoe so far, and that is Nike GT Cut 3s. And I don't believe it's a full-length Zoom X, and it's mixed with another cushioning setup as well. It's basically one of the softest foams Nike has ever dropped, and lightest as well, and I use it in a lot of their premium running shoes. I don't know if a lot of y'all know, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods the other day in person. Nike's running shoes are expensive. Like the premium ones, one, they feel like socks. They're extremely light, and the cushion is thick and nice. They're going for retail, $300, $350. I think they even go up to like $400 or $500. When everybody complains when they put premium models in a hoop shoe and then charge you $200, $215, I'm like, bro, that's what you're paying for the tech. That's what we're asking when throwing shoes. We're finally not just getting a basic Phylon midsole, but maybe a thin 4-foot Zoom Air unit and saying, all right, here you go hoop. Your knees and body are gonna love this setup. But from the moment I put these on, from the 4-foot to the heel, bro, the cushion is amazing. On my review, I gave these a 9.5 out of 10 because they still have court feel as well. Only reason I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 because I feel like shoes that have extremely good cushion 10 out of 10 usually don't have any court feel at all, and that is not the case with this shoe. They made a great balance with this one, and it took me no time to break these in. As soon as I put them on, I felt the arch a little bit, but I have flat feet. Other than that, put them on, go, you'll be ready to hoop. I did have a few followers that said they have narrow feet that didn't like there was a little bit of space in there, but for those for normal to wide feet, they have a little bit wider toe box that Nike usually doesn't do, which I love because I have flat wide feet. Nike, Jordan, you get what I'm saying. Now let's get into the traction. One very important thing for a lot of y'all, and I know y'all are scared to see that it's a translucent outsole. Everybody thinks translucent is bad. I don't have an issue with it. Some people did complain the look-wise of it tends to yellow over time, but hey, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the performance, and I'm sure you are too. So we have a full translucent rubber outsole. They did use basically the standard for traction nowadays, which is a herringbone traction pattern. And another thing that's great about this shoe, and super important to me with any hoop shoe I get, the traction is great. It does tend to pick up a little bit of dust over time, but a simple wiping, you're good to go. And even with the dust, you're not like on a slip and slide or anything like that. We talked about the price a little bit earlier, but maybe you skipped over the intro. Price is coming in at $200 to $215 retail. I don't know, it's very confusing. I've never seen it before, but on a Nike site, $200 retail. At Dick's Sporting Goods, retail price is $215. I don't know if different retailers have different retail prices for these, but that's the first time I've seen that. I usually get my shoes at Dick's Sporting Goods that's up the street from me. I usually get a few to maybe one in each size, and I can get them that same day so I can make the content, do the reviews early, and be one of the first people to do it. I know some people may be a little bit upset with the price tag, but I don't think that's a crazy price at all considering everything that they put into this shoe. LeBron model was set to $200 to $240 every single year, and all they do is put a basic Cushlon midsole, maybe give you a forefoot and heel Zoom Air unit and call it a day. Whereas this one, full length Zoom Air, which you haven't seen in a really long time, besides when they do the Zoom Strobel, which was full length only in the GT Cut 1 from what I remember. I think there was like one or two other shoes. I have had issues in the past, air bubbles in general, with Nike popping over time, so I'm gonna see how that works when I'm dunking and playing in them over time. Very expensive shoe, and I wouldn't want them to break within a week or two of the air bubbles just pop, and then they're useless. Anybody that hasn't popped the air bubble in a basketball shoe before, it is not a great feeling at all. And eventually when you're playing, you're gonna end up bruising your heel or something in your foot. I've done it before and it had me out for like 2 weeks. Well, I still played, but it was just very uncomfortable. Basically walking on like my tiptoes with everything on that foot, and anything explosive on the court, if I happen to use my heel, kind of just re-triggered that. All these premium materials, usually that makes a shoe heavier. I'm surprised with the leather and the embroidery on the shoe and it having the full length Zoom Air on the bottom. These shoes are only weighing at 399 grams. And for those that are new, the average weight of my size hoop shoe is 370 to 400 grams. Just makes the cut for average weight. The Zoom X foam probably plays a big factor into that though. One thing I do find extremely funny though is, I've been saying this for a while, Jordan refuses to let his signature athletes have a better shoe than him. Even if his numbered shoe isn't that amazing, they still always have better tech, better materials, and better designs. A lot of the signature player shoes usually have a simple Phylon midsole, maybe a Zoom Air in the forefoot. Upper design always tends to kind of look like a Team Jordan type of shoe in my opinion. They do make a lot of cool colorways for them, but I just don't feel like they look good. Whereas even the 38 lows, which I didn't like the 38s, they were a lot more narrow than this shoe, and I know that the outsole durability on those was a big problem. They actually looked really cool, especially the low tops in my opinion. So it's weird that he's like kind of in competition with his signature athletes, but hey, he's the face of the brand. He wants the best shoe even if he's not playing. So I can definitely see this like silhouette going to like Jason Tatum or Luka, and them going crazy with the design. Overall, it's a really good shoe. Since they're only dropping 9 colorways from what I've heard so far, hopefully they do go on sale later in the year. I'm not 100% sure though, because that is very limited colorways, and I don't know the original stock of each colorway. And with me making videos saying that these are possibly the shoe of the year and talking about the performance and educating everybody on how good everything is in this shoe, I might tend to sell a little bit quicker. I can understand though if you're not a huge fan of white hoop shoes just because they tend to get a little bit dirty. But with these materials, I feel like these shoes will stay white a lot longer than most hoop shoes. But I do know they are dropping an all black colorway later in the year, so if black's your cup of tea, man, just wait for that. These shoes do everything and more for me. I wish they dropped more exciting and bold colorways, but hey, I'm not complaining with the simple silhouettes and colorways. This is a great shoe for all positions, and if you can get your hands on these and are willing to invest that $200 into a good hoop shoe, I definitely recommend it. These will be in my rotation heavy, and I'm definitely putting these as candidate for shoe of the year. I know it's early, but I got a good feeling about these, man. Stay tuned and follow for more videos. I'll be doing a review on the Anthony Edwards 1 lows tomorrow or the day after, letting you know my thoughts, opinions on those as well. And as always, if you have any ideas, video ideas, anything you want to see, any shoes that you want me to cop and make reviews on, let me know and I'll be happy to make them for you. But I'm gonna catch y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, you save the whole thing because you must like the videos. I'm out.